get started first with what you see right here. And this from Highgate Manor is the Highland Plaid 400 thread count Goose Down Comforter. Yeah, I said it, Goose Down. I don't normally say it. I haven't been able to say it here at HSN for about a year because that's how long it's been since we've had this style available. This one particular is brand new because when we originally had it a year ago, we only had it in white. Now we also have it in blue and in ivory and in all colors, twin, full queen, king, and California king. And we've got it at a holiday price of $159.95. Now, Tanya Christensen is joining us this morning to give us all the details on our Highgate Manor. And Tanya, great to have you.
Tamara, so good to see you.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be with all of you. And if you have ever dreamt of sleeping under a 400 thread count comforter that's filled to the rim with Goose Down, dream no longer.
That's right. It's time to wake up.
This is it. It's time. It's here. Here it is. It's the Highgate Manor Highland Plaid 400 thread count Goose Down comforter. And as you mentioned, it does come in the 3 colors. This blue is phenomenal. It's probably one of the truest blues that we've seen in a while. Just a blue color, and then of course that wonderful ivory, and then the crisp white. And didn't you say that was just white last year?
It was just
so
white
what a treat
last
to
year.
have both.
I know, and the thing is, things like this, we don't have very often, the Goose Down comforters. It's been about a year since you've seen it on air, and even before that, I mean, years and years and years and counting. So this is extra special and just in time for when company comes.
Just in time for when company comes, or the holidays, the cooler weather.
Yeah.
You want that guest room to be fantastic. I want to pull this up for just a second and just show you the loft in this. Now, a lot of the higher end Goose Down comforters that you will see out in the marketplace have about a 400 to a 500 fill count. This comforter has a 600 fill count, which just simply means you're going to have that loft. Look at that. You're going to have that extreme comfort, that wonderful loft. And with Goose Down, you're going to have the warmth without the weight.
Yeah. Yes.
So I don't want, a lot of people may think, I don't know, I've never slept under a Goose Down comforter before. Is it going to be too weighty? Is it going to be too heavy? You are going to have wonderful warmth without the weight. But I also would like to mention that maybe perhaps if you sleep a little bit warmer and your husband sleeps a little bit cooler and you think, I don't know, how is this going to work? It's an all natural fiber. Goose Down, and of course the 100% cotton shell. We're talking about an all natural fiber. So it will actually, it's breathable. It's going to acclimate to your body temperature too. It's going to be like when you put on a strand of pearls and they start off cool.
Right.
And they acclimate to your body.
That's right, to what your body needs, to your body temperature. And I'm glad you mentioned that too, because it used to be, and this was a long time ago, Goose Down is what we slept under. But for a variety of reasons, whether the way that the shell that it was encased in maybe wasn't to the quality of what you see right now, or even the down itself wasn't cleaned in a way and processed in a way that made it comfortable, we kind of moved away and we went to like fiber fills and things like that. But if you want that, there's nothing like it. There really is no substitute.
There is no substitute. And I love that you mentioned that we got away from, from some of those fabrications, from the feathers and the Goose Down and things like that. Can I show you the difference between what is inside this and what is inside others? Now this to me, it's like looking at a beautiful pie in the window. And then you're like, I want that pie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then they open it up and you're like, oh, I had no idea that was in the inside. I'm sold. That looks so delicious. Well, I'd like to show you a little something.
Okay.
A lot of the comforters that are out there have fill in them, and they'll call them, feather comforters.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
The thing, you have no idea what's in there.
Right, where did those feathers come from?
What? Have you ever snuggled up with a feather comforter, a duck feather comforter, and all of a sudden you get poked in the face with a quill, and you pull out that feather and you're like, what is in my comforter?
Right.
It's this. It's dirty, it's yucky, it's filled with dust, it's filled with dander. If you say to yourself, I've never been able to sleep on a feather comforter or with a feather comforter because I get allergic. You're actually allergic to all of the dander. You're actually allergic to all the dust and all of that that's going to be inside there. Not with this Highland Plaid goose down comforter. I'd love to show you what's on the inside.
Okay, and the difference. And the
such a difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I'm not going to open this. I did at home. I'm a very tactile person.
Yeah.
I like to touch and smell and things like that. And I opened it up and I was blown away.
And not in the good way.
And not in a good way. I thought, what is that? Well, it was dirty feathers. Now, this is what we're talking about. This is what is on the inside of this goose down comforter. We're talking about clusters of the highest quality white goose down. And the cleaning process that this goes through is an extremely rigorous process. It's washed, it's de-dusted, de-dandered, dried, and then washed again. And before they even wash it, they will actually remove all the impurities, like the quills and the feathers and things like that. And then it will go through that cycle up to 15 times until they find that it's actually the purest that pure can be. It's kind of like my son, when he gets out of the tub, I'm like, yeah, you turn around and you get back in that. And we just do it over and over again.
Well, think about it. Even when we wash our hair, it's lather, rinse, repeat. But we only do that, that's twice. When we wash our clothes in the, in the washing machine, it might go through twice. Most of the time, it's just once. This is 15 times.
Up to 15 times, which is fantastic. So you know you are getting the highest quality. Now, I open this up, and little clusters of down are kind of floating around. So we're definitely not looking at quills. You're not looking at anything that's going to poke you. And when it goes through this process of cleansing, this rigorous process, we're talking about now it is a hypoallergenic process. Look at that.
Yes.
Look at these clusters of down.
I like that, and lightweight and airy. And so when we say this is not going to be heavy when you're sleeping underneath it, that's what you're sleeping underneath.
This is it. This is what's on the inside.
Right.
Nothing but white goose down, nothing but fluff, nothing but just heaven.
Yeah.
Really, get back in there.
And you know what, too? I know you're probably thinking, wait a minute, goose down. I thought that was really expensive. It is.
It is.
It really is. You can even see our regular price on this is $250. Yeah, and for that reason, and everything that we mentioned earlier, it's one of those I would love to have, but I just don't until now. This is a holiday price where we took $90 off of our regular HSN price. You have more colors than you've ever had before. You've got this beautiful true blue, you've got white, and you have ivory, and you have a goose down comforter. You have, literally, it is the one that every comforter kind of compares itself to.
Wants to be, aims to be.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And I do want to mention, you may think, okay, I love it. And I love, as you mentioned, I love the price. Everything's great. How am I going to care for it? Do I have to launder this? Because a lot of times, if you're going to use this year round like I do, I live in Florida, and again, it's a wonderful warmth without the heavy weight. So you're going to be able to use this year round. How often do you have to launder that? You do not have to dry clean this. This is machine washable, machine dryable. And because this is a nice view, we have the beautiful baffle box 14-inch squares. So when you wash this, each square has an allocated amount of goose down. So you're not gonna have to worry about clusters, big clusters forming, or maybe cold spots forming.
Right.
Yes.
It's all, and it's not gonna shift. And again, these are the kinds of things that we had, maybe you've had issues or heard of issues, years ago with down. Not anymore. Not when it's done this way from Highgate Manor. Now, this one is brand new. So because you're seeing it in colors that you've never seen before, you're seeing it at a price that you haven't had a chance to get this at before, and you also have flex pay on this. So for 4 flex payments of $39.99, no matter which size you buy, and that's very important too, because I would kind of expect to pay that price if I were buying a twin, but if I were buying the Queen or the King or the California King, I might expect to pay more. Not at HSN. You've got it 4 flex payments of $39.99, and you're looking at quality. And that's what we're buying, and that's what we want in our homes.
Absolutely. I don't want to sleep with this.
Right.
I don't want to cuddle up with this.
with Daffy.
She just starts... with Daffy.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's what's in here, and Daffy is gross.
Yeah.
This is filled with, I'll just kind of give it a little bit of a shake, but as it's settling at the very bottom, dander, not good. Duck dander is not good. Dust, all sorts of dirt particles. This is why you may think, I've never been able to sleep on down before, or I've never been able to sleep on a feather comforter before, because it hasn't gone through that rigorous process, up to 15 washes to get, look at the comparison.
Wow.
I mean, there's really no comparison.
Oh my goodness.
This is what's out there in the marketplace. It is dirty, it smells, it's not good.
Right. It pokes you and
in the face.
Right. And, and worse. Woo! I know. Yeah. What was that? Oh, that was my comforter.
You do not want that.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
And now you can really see. This is the deal. We're not afraid to show you the difference, because if the dirty feathers were inside here, Tanya would not be showing them to you because they would be frightening. But when you see, when we say this is what is inside of here, and if you wanted to, you know, if you got this home and didn't believe, you could open up in one of the squares.
Well, you could.
And you would see that. And that is the difference, and that is what quality looks like. You know, there's a reason why when, you know, we kind of go to our goose down jackets and things like that, because there's just something about the warmth of it without the weight of it.
Absolutely.
And it's the same thing with your comforter. This is something you are going to be sleeping underneath every single night, and you want it to be comfortable every single time that you climb into the sheets.
Oh, absolutely, and it is going to be comfortable. And I didn't even mention that this is all encased in the 400 thread count, and that just simply means that there are 400 threads per square inch, which is going to give you that tighter weave, which is going to give you that softer touch, that more luxurious feel. It's very, very smooth, very, very lovely, and that's all, you know, all on the